everybody. Welcome to another edition of Box Seats. I'm your host, Frank Holder. This is the show we talk about sports with comedians. Up front, first off, let me add my man Fig into the show while we wait for everybody else to jump into the show. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Man, it's a good day, man. We went to Red Lobster?
No, how you get
that? The shirt, man.
Oh, no. All right, so we're gonna get ready to jump in the show. Some people ain't gonna make it. Some people are gonna make it. We're gonna see how we do it with what we're gonna make it do. What to do? What we got? Ain't that how they say?
They be here. They coming.
Yeah, they are. All right. So first up, man, is I don't know if you got a chance, but Charles Johnson passed away. He was a Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver. He played for the also the non-pro Colorado Buffaloes. He played for the New England Patriots. He died at the age of 50. Now, my man Talent is in the building. T, what's up, T? How you doing?
Pardon me, guys. You know, I'm sitting here waiting to go live and never hit the button. You know how you hit the button before the blue button? So I'm sitting here like, they late?
Yeah.
And then I looked up and said, wait a minute, I got to hit this. Sorry about that.
All right, well, but I'll start with Fig first. But Fig, I was going to say to you, man, even though I heard about this guy passing away, this wide receiver, I honestly think, man, it's a thing where we got to take a look at this CTE thing because this is like the 7th, 8th athlete this year who died who's very young. You know what I mean? We're only in, July, about to be August. You know what I mean? Should there be a special look into Fig? What do you think? It should be a special look into this CTE thing more than usual? Or what do you think?
Man, the thing is that at the end of the day, what you have to do is just pay these guys what it is that you need to pay them in the beginning, because gladiators know that their lifespan is going to be short. That's one thing that a gladiator knows. Even way back in the day, they knew that, I'm a gladiator and I'm going to, my lifespan is not going to be as long as somebody that is not. And I believe the football players take that opportunity and that chance to be able to get that bag, to make a certain amount of money, and to be able to provide for their family generationally. And because they're doing that, they're willing to take that chance and fall on the sword. It's almost like a 50-50 chance. You might make it out and have a long life, but the chances are there's a possibility that you might not. But because of the money and the opportunity that it gives to your family, your immediate family, and family down the line, some guys are willing to take that chance.
Mike LaShawn and Rodney Perry have joined the show. I knew these dudes was coming. So, Mike, how you doing, bro? How's everything?
I'm good. How's everybody?
Everybody's all right. Rodney Perry, how you doing?
I'm feeling great, Frank, baby. We out here in these streets.
All right.
We're not in these streets. We're not out here in these streets.
In order to keep the show moving, man, I'm going to start the next topic.
Come on, Mike John. We in the streets, baby.
Yeah, y'all in the streets. So, Talent. Fig gave us a great explanation on the CTE thing and everything else. But let's.
I don't know what Fig said, but I know it was long.
All right, we're gonna keep the show going. So, but here's an interesting thing. I don't know if you saw this, T. Naomi Osaka is making a straight great move to basically see if she can get Lamar Jackson to be sign on to her sports agency. Fig, I'm gonna let you answer this question too. I'm gonna come back to you again and let you answer this question. Would this be a huge coup? Because we all know Lamar Jackson right now is going into these contract negotiations, his final year of his NFL contract, his final year of being able to figure out what he's gonna get. His mom and a couple of other people are supposed to be negotiating with him, but nobody's talking about Naomi Osaka right now. Is literally sitting there talking, seeing if she could get him to represent him to the NFL, see if he gets signed on a big extension. What you think about that, T, when you hear that?
I think it's dope. I think it took a million years, but we're finally going down the right path of, for us, by us. You know what I mean? Like, that was the whole branding behind FUBU, with more stuff for us, by us. So they're getting in position that they're these mega superstars in sports. And now they're venturing off into these businesses that includes other sports stars, with services that we need. Yeah, we always go to the others to get these services, and we can get them in-house. I think it's great. I think it's super spectacular. It's dope. And by the way, Rodney, Fig answer was long.
Next John, do you think it would be a coup for Naomi Osaka Sports Agency to land it? Because at the end of the day, she's a very young, I think she's 25. I'll check her age in a second, but she's very young. She launched a sports agency. She was in talks, and I think she even got Kyrie Irving, which, you know, she's trying to get these big high-profile athletes. What do you think, Mike?
I don't know about that, but the word coup always makes me feel weird. I don't know. A coup always makes me feel like, I don't know, it always feels like a slur. But if she can make this happen and she has the business savvy to make it happen, Lamar should jump on it. I still have no idea why Lamar isn't being managed by LeBron James's team. I still don't know why that hasn't happened. But if this does happen, thumbs up. Go make it, and just don't say cool too much, because I feel with some language is bad. I don't know which one.
Maybe Rodney Perry, LeBron James's company, hasn't jumped on it because they don't like how Rich Paul and them have handled certain situations, like the Anthony Davis situation, how that happened. Maybe they don't like how who else got? I think they were handling no, they weren't handling Russell Westbrook. They were handling somebody else who's in the league. I'll think looking in a second, but. Maybe she don't like. Maybe Lamar don't like that. Maybe that's why he's talking to Naomi Osaka's team. Why do you think Rodney Perry that she's talking?
Hold on. Every chance y'all get, y'all got to besmirch the great LeBron James' name.
Every chance.
Now, Rich Paul and them guys is great agents. They got guys more money than anybody else ever. But I'm not gonna go there because I couldn't wait for this call. Naomi Osaka, I wish I would let her run my career. What's she gonna do? Have a nervous breakdown? I said it. She can't keep it together with her own career. How's she gonna run mine? You know who got my vote? Tasha Mack from the TV show on BT. That's right. The boy had his mama. Rehire your mama, man. It ain't no rocket science to do this other deal. Your mama did the first deal. Let her do the next one.
You know what, Fig? I ain't mad at that. You know, Fig, what's your thoughts on this, man?
I was going down that road because his mother was his agent. But, you know, I don't see anything wrong with Naomi Osaka company being able to represent him, because at the end of the day, I know when we think about agents, we only think about the actual sport and signing a contract, but what agents actually do is they broaden your horizons and they stretch out and give you opportunities to do other things like endorsements and other ventures. So that's where the agents value really comes in. Like Rodney said, anybody can sign a contract to play the actual sport that you're good at, but when it comes to venturing out to doing other things, that's when the value of the agent really comes in.
Can I say something real quick? The value of an agent, we are devaluing what an agent does. Bobby Bonilla signed a contract 20 years ago that his agent negotiated, that he still gets paid every year $1 million from the Mets because he was a savvy agent.
Right.
Like, we can't devalue these deals, y'all. Like, everybody thinks it's so easy. Just go in there and sign a contract and do whatever and whatever. It's like every comedian thinks just everybody's an agent and they can be your agent and do whatever. These agents, trust me, none of these agents Michael Jordan would have went near. He would have only went with the best agent.
Yeah. Rodney Perry, you first round.
Just to throw out another name, Allen Iverson signed a deal similar to what Mike Sean was talking about, a longevity deal.
Yeah, sure did. Rodney Perry. Teddy Bridgewater got upset. Teddy Bridgewater went online on social media. He posted this thing. I don't know if you saw it, but he said he's sick and tired of these NFL players acting like they really super tough guys coming out in the streets and everything else. He's like, yo, y'all went to college. Y'all had to get a GPA. Y'all had to maintain that GPA. Y'all had to go to class. Y'all have to do everything in college. And then when you get into the sport, the NFL, you act like you original street tough guys. And you act like you original rappers. And LeBron James co-signed it. LeBron James like, yo, yes, y'all stop acting like you the tough guy. So my question to you is, do you like that Teddy Bridgewater called out some of these NFL players, or what? What's your thoughts on this?
I mean, that's true of some guys. It's like any other profession. It's true of some. It's not true of others. It's some street dudes out there. Rest assured that. And how about this? Any big dude that be in the trenches playing football, whether he's street or not, he is not to be played with. So this is more of an indictment on the guys out there beating their wives.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that in a second. We definitely gonna talk about that.
I know it's coming down the pipe, Frank.
Yeah,
and you out there putting hands on your wife and your kids. How dare you? But you gotta leave these guys alone.
Yeah.
Leave
Mike
them alone.
Sean, at the end of the day,
You can talk trash to Rodney Perry. You can't talk trash to a lineman.
That's true. But Mike Sean, at the end of the day, Teddy Bridgewater's point was you guys got the kids, most of the kids are looking at you. You know, like the kids are looking at you. So you step up because the kids are looking at you. So you agree with Rodney Perry? Mike.
What? Say it again. I said it again. I had a problem. Say it again.
We're talking about Teddy Bridgewater right now, how he's upset that some of the NFL players are acting real tough. And he said, and I'm saying that Teddy Bridgewater does not like that a lot of players are talking like they street tough. He's like, look, a lot of kids are literally watching you. A lot of kids, so you guys are acting like you in the street. What's your take on that, Mike?
I agree with him. I agree with him for like 45% of the athletes that come out. The problem is it's the affiliation that they have when they get out of college and they bring their squad with them. Like, if anybody who knew, the people who talked to me was like, Tupac wasn't tough. But once you got around death row, you had to be. Mm-hmm. So it's this persona that they have to take on when they bring their squad with them. And I hate to tell people, it sounds harsh. Sometimes you can't bring your squad with you. Sometimes you got to see them on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Talon, you want to throw in on that?
Niggas is soft. Anybody that come out and talk about somebody talking tough, unless you had an encounter with them, how do you know they're not really tough? Like, I can't just come out, yo, this comedian, stop yapping. They could get it. That nigga probably could beat my ass. Until I know what it is, I'm not commenting on who acting tough, because who knows? That's the thing about toughness. Let's keep it real. These kids, and I call them kids because they're young, these kids are products of their environment. A lot of these guys come from the inner city, they come from the hood. You don't know. And then it's 2022, Frank. Tough today ain't what we grew up calling tough. I smack the hell out of somebody right now. He go get a gun, shoot me. He was tough. I was the tougher one in my day because I'm ready to do these.
Facts.
But everybody on this panel that's grown know that these kids ain't doing these. And if they are doing these at a limited time. As soon as they get hit, I'll be right back. Mm-hmm. They're going to get something. So my thing is, it's irrelevant. It sounds good. I understand what he's doing. It's a soapbox rhetoric where it sounds good that I'm telling people to calm down for the fan base. The kids are watching. Hey, don't worry about these damn kids. These kids are listening. They listen to this or reading this tweet with a gun in their waist.
Yep. Phil, you want to throw in on that?
Yeah, man, you got a gun that'll make you tough, but I don't know what Teddy Bridgewater talking about because he has Geno Smith. Geno Smith said, "Oh yeah, they tough. They." Geno Smith said, "Hey, they broke my jaw. I don't know what you talking about. They tough as nails." He said, they ain't to be played with, especially them linemen. And if you own money, you better give it to them, or you're gonna find out how tough they really are.
The hard way. All right, so
literally.
Next up, we're going to get ready to roll this thing out. I'm going to start with you, Rodney Perry. ESPN got called out because of the Elia Boston situation. Now, at the end of the day, let me just say this. Elia Boston, she was invited to the ESPYs. She said everything else, and we all talked about the last couple of days. What ended up happening is that she ended up saying, I don't want to go. I'm not going to go because you guys are acting like, you only brought me there because you got officially called out. So now, again, Elia Boston was the NCAA Tournament Player of the Year. She ended up basically becoming the most outstanding player of the NCAA Tournament. She was Defensive Player of the Year. She is the reigning Naismith National Player of the Year. And ESPN did not invite her to the ESPYs. And then when they officially did invite her, she said, you know what? I don't even want to go. So basically what's happening is ESPN is getting called out for their treatment of black women because there's a lot of black women who came out and said she wasn't the first. She was not the first. So what's your take on this, Rodney Perry?
Nobody likes women in sports. It's sad, but ESPN has doubled down on the fact. I wish that we were better as humans, but we're not. We're not good people. Yes, we should appreciate women. We should look at our female counterparts and relish in how great an athlete they are. But we don't. It's a chore every time I have to watch women do anything. My daughter runs track. That's the only thing I like watching women do. It's women that's way better than me, can hoop, really hoop. But the idea that I compare myself to a professional athlete is absurd. Right? And so I think Ms. Boston is throwing Dawn Staley under the bus, the person that stood up for you to make sure you were covered. And now to not go is a travesty. She needs to go and put further light on this issue. If she don't, we will continue to forget them.
Well, it's too late. The best piece was last night, so she didn't go. But Talent, what's your take on this, bro?
I'm gonna have to agree with Rodney. You know what I mean? Clearly somebody's thrown under the bus. First of all, I don't know how they expect to get the respect they want to get from their counterparts and the men in sports when the women in sports can't quite get it together with each other. Mm-hmm. So this is really a travesty that, obviously at the end of the day, two women names in sports that's always going to prevail because of perseverance is Dawn Staley and like a Becky Hammond. Like those two names right there to me are women that go hard, and they set an example for every woman behind in the sports thing. So he's right. I agree totally with what Rodney said. Clearly, you're throwing her under the bus, and ain't no good gonna come from that. I guarantee you that.
Fig, you want to throw in on that, bro?
Yeah, I do enjoy some women's sports. Track and field is definitely one, but I tell you this: back in the day when Venus and Serena was on the tennis court, it was must-see TV. True. I tuned in every opportunity that I got to watch those young ladies do what it is that they do. Maybe I understand what you're saying about throwing her under the bus, but if you were not invited to a party and somebody called you out, and then all of a sudden you was invited, is it really an invite, or is it because you don't want to look bad? And at that point, I want to go where I'm celebrated, not where I'm tolerated. And that's what it seemed like to me. She seemed like she was just being tolerated and not really celebrated for what it is that she did. And I wouldn't want to go either.
And I think that's why she declined. Mike, you get the last word on this before we start the next segment.
I like to go where I'm celebrated and not tolerated also, unless the check is big. Then you can tolerate me and I will stop by and do what you need me to do. Speaking of this, it's so funny that we're speaking as Dawn Staley and ladies and everything. Like, I would like to ask for forgiveness for my Wi-Fi being crazy, but this is what happens when you have too much Pornhub on your phone. So, can you repeat the question for me one more time, real quick?
The question basically was, we were talking about ESPN and not inviting Elia Boston, and then Elia Boston, once she was invited, she declined because obviously she, like, you guys are just tolerating, you know what I mean? So that was what the topic was.
I think I agree with her not going there, but you gotta put the pros and the cons together. Is this gonna help you show everybody how tough you are, or would it help your sport if you showed up? Now that's her decision. Right. But those are the pros and the cons of the whole thing, because sometimes you want to go there and maybe if you grab a mic, you speak up and say what happened.
All right, so you all get your thinking caps on. We get ready to start the next segment. You all get ready to get your thinking caps on. I don't know who's gonna be first just yet, but I'm gonna throw this out there. Thinking caps are on. Your most Mount Rushmore, all right? Because I like this Mount Rushmore segment. Of your most underrated players, here's the key, who never got no national shine like they should have. You know what I mean? Never got no national shine like they should. And I'm going to go first since I threw it out there. I think, in my opinion, Jamal Crawford should have got much shine. Jamal Crawford is a phenomenal basketball player.
Agreed.
He balled out for the Clippers for many years. It balled out. Terry Cummings.
He was in Atlanta too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Terry Cummings, Milwaukee Bucks star, and because maybe he was a pastor or people found out his background, he never got no good shine the way he should have either.
He is still preaching here in Atlanta.
Yeah, he's still a huge preacher. Allen Houston for the New York Knicks. For some reason, the New York Knicks media was the only media who's giving this man shine, but nationally, ESPN, everything else, people did not care about Allen Houston. I don't know what that problem was. And the last one for me is Eddie Jones, because before Kobe came up there, Eddie Jones was supposed to be that guy. He was supposed to be that man. Kobe came in, they played for a year or two together, and Eddie Jones was the guy. And I got, of course, more names came to me, and I was like, you know what, Kevin Johnson, Nick Van Exel, and Ron Harper wouldn't be bad either to add on.
You just gonna take the whole list?
Damn, you took the whole list. My Wi-Fi.
Those are my four. Those are my four. Now,
you just said 10.
Yeah, you said like 13. You did.
No, I did. I said 4. But who want to
go
first?
Sammy Sosa. What? Like,
who want to go with the next? Who got
Let me go, because I never know when my Wi-Fi. I never know when my.
Go ahead, Mike. You go first. Go ahead, Mike. You got first. Go ahead.
Alex English is number 1. Is underrated. Rod Strickland never got the shine that he should get. I don't think Mark Price got the shine that he should get.
Oh, that's a good one.
Brad Daugherty never got the shine that he should get. Yeah. I think that's my 4.
Man, you crazy.
Brad Daugherty. I said Mount Rushmore, Mike. Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Underrated. Brad Daugherty. If Michael Jordan did not exist, Brad Daugherty would not only have won a national championship, but would have been to the finals like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I'm still shaking on that.
I'll tell you one thing.
He played for the Cleveland Cavaliers and had them winning 50 to 60 games.
Yeah, clearly, those are new glasses. So listen.
Clearly, you need glasses.
Brad Daugherty, listen, here's the thing. 3 of my 4 are going to come from Portland Trailblazers.
Oh, here we go. I need glasses.
You're such a hater, Mike. First of all, before I say this list, I need everybody.
Don't say Terry Porter. Don't say Terry Porter. You are lame if you say Terry Porter. You are a straight lame. Terry Porter was on NBC on Sunday getting interviewed and everything. You're a lame.
That's all right. President Biden tested positive for COVID, so I can have this list. I'm going to start off with, remember Derek McKee?
That's what he started off wrong. Remember Derek McKee.
But that's why, because he never got no light. Very consistent player. Very dope dude. I mean, he made the fadeaway what it is now with that little kick out foot. Dude was dope. But I'm gonna go with 3. The next 3 are all on Portland Trailblazers. Sabonis was a beast, B. Sabonis was manhand. Sabonis was Shaq for Shaq. Nobody could do nothing with the big Sabonis.
You averaged 12
in the middle. Then you gotta put in my man Terry Porter.
Sabonis averaged 12 points a game.
It's not that he imposed his will in the middle, Terry Porter, and last but not least, if you put them in there, you got to include Jerome Kersey.
Oh yeah, Jerome Kersey. I forgot about Jerome Kersey. Forgot about him. So, but that sounded like that was 3. So give me your 4 again.
That's
the
4.
Funny thing is that
Porter, Sabonis, Kersey.
Talent had the nerve to ice grill us after saying Jerome Kersey. But okay, all right.
Jerome, he did.
Jerome Kersey was a problem.
Rodney or Fig, who want to go next?
Uncle Rodney or is it me?
I'll go.
All right, Rodney. Go ahead, Rodney. Who's your 4 most underrated player who never got no national shine?
Well, I can't say my guy's got no national shine. He's a great, but he don't get appreciated like he should. His name is Joe Dumar.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I'm gonna throw his name in there because he got national shine, but for the wrong reason. Doug Christie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Doug Christie, he got love because his wife came in the locker room looking at other men's penises.
Y'all are crazy out your mind. He said Doug Christie. You gotta be kidding me.
I just wanted to say his name out loud, Sean.
Terry Porter sound like a Hall of Famer right now. Terry Porter sound like a Hall of Famer right now.
Hear me out. Mitch Richmond.
Oh, yeah.
You got that one.
Mitch Richmond. Great skills. And you know who don't really get talked about? We start talking about point guards, man. But this dude was dope as hell. Chauncey Billups, dog.
Yeah. Big shot.
Chauncey Billups was cold.
Yes, he was.
Honorable mention to Antoine Jameson.
Okay, all right. Fig, you got your 4 because Rodney Perry.
Man, I gotta go with the Rain Man. The Rain Man was a lot better. Sean Kemp was a lot better than a lot of people gave him credit for, rolling with Gary Payton down there with the Seattle Supersonics.
But he got though, Fig.
Not really.
He got commercials.
Yeah, he was in his prime. He was everywhere.
I tell you what he got. Women.
He got a sneaker deal everywhere for a minute or two.
He shot the club. He had a condom deal. He had a 40-ounce deal.
No, he ain't had no condom deal, Rodney. He had no condom deal.
He had a morning after pill.
He had a sneaker deal, but no rubber.
It was all rubber.
Playing with no rubbers on the sneaker.
Oh my God, hilarious!
Brilliant.
Joe Dumars. I also had Joe Dumars because he played. He was on the same team with Isaiah Thomas and Lambeer and Rick Mahorn, all them dudes.
If he was more boisterous, he would have been bigger.
Yeah. Stupid. I talk about Ron Harper because he played the years that he played on the Bulls. It was basically Scotty, Michael, and they talked about Dennis a little bit.
And he hurt his knee.
As good as Ron Harper was, he probably should have got more shine. He was real instrumental in helping them.
Ron Harper is the best player in the NBA that stuttered. He's number 1.
Hilarious.
Oh my God.
And I know this is gonna raise a lot of eyebrows. Danny Ainge was a dope basketball player for the Boston Celtics. And because of the guy, the Hall of Famers that he played with, his basketball acumen didn't get a lot of shine. And last but not least, that was 4, but last but not least, I gotta give a shout out to talent on the big pause when he talked about Sabonis really doing a lot of work in the paint. You did not say that. Sabonis. Really?
I didn't get my honorable mention. Tim Hardaway. That's my honorable mention. Tim Hardaway. I got
nice.
All right, y'all put your thinking caps on again now because I'm about to hit you over the head with another one. All right, so all right, here it is. I'm not necessarily saying Mount Rushmore because I couldn't come up with 4 players, but listen to the question. You ever think of some players you see in the NBA and you be like, how in the hell did they make it to the NBA? Like, what did they do to make it to the NBA? So I got 2 players, and I sat there and I was like, I don't know how they made it to the NBA. And my 2 players are John Concat and Sean Bradley. So if y'all could get 4 on your Mount Rushmore of 4
I know
players,
how Sean Bradley made it. I mean, Bradley wound up playing like 13 years in the NBA.
Yeah, because he was tall, not skilled, didn't have nothing good. He couldn't score on anybody. He couldn't block shots. He just was there because he was a tall presence. I saw him play too many times. I thought he was horrible. I
got one. Eric Snow. I don't know how Eric Snow, who literally could not dribble with his left hand. I don't know how Eric Snow made it to the NBA.
Eric Snow had a great career.
Yeah, he did.
He hung around. I just don't know how he did it.
Anybody want to go? Anybody got 4 players or 2 players they want?
I got 4.
Okay.
First of all, big weird ass Oliver Miller.
Oh, that's a good one. I forgot about that.
Big weird looking Oliver Miller. I like, where the hell? What construction site did they find this center block? Oliver Miller, Randy Brown. I used to ask myself on the championship Chicago team. I used to be like, this dude. They would put him in the game at the weirdest time. I'm like, where they get this guy? This guy look like he bring the Gatorades. He don't look like ball player the first. Manute Bol.
Yeah. Manute Bol. I forgot about him.
Manute Bol, bro. Like, this dude looked like he gonna break his leg on a rebound or something. Like, he just was too awkward and linky. He's like, I know you tall, dog, but he gonna get hurt out. Those 3 come right to mind, bro.
All right. So that's 3. I get let you come back. Fig, Rodney, anybody? Fig, Rodney, who wants to go?
Man,
next?
I'm trying to think, man, who shouldn't have made it and actually played, man. I'm trying to think who was that bad. One dude that I think of that I thought he was gonna be a monster, man. That daggone Eddie Curry. Remember he played for the Knicks? Yeah. He made more babies than he made baskets. I was like, I don't understand.
Mental health, man. Mental health is real.
Yeah, yeah.
Shocked me.
I seen a story on him, Fig. He just broke down mentally. There's so much stuff happened. Like he couldn't take it. Everybody built dip. That mental health is real.
Yeah, yeah. Rodney, you want to throw your names in there?
Man, I'm looking. The name Cherokee Parks comes to
Ooh, that's a good one.
Comes to
mind. Yeah, but Rodney Googled him. That ain't fair. That ain't fair.
That's fair. Absolutely fair.
There's another one with North Carolina too, other than Cherokee Parks.
That's not fair.
Cherokee Parks. I looked up NBA's worst players of all time, and Cherokee Parks is the #1 worst player of all time, and because of that, he is on Mount Rushmore by his damn self.
But what if we go off of looks? Who don't look the part? On the check.
Well, hold on. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's have a look at this. Maybe Michael Ruffin from the Washington Wizards. He is challenging.
Oh God.
And let's see.
All right, if we go by looks, you got to add Dennis Johnson. If we go by,
Minge Batir.
Now he really Googling.
How you know that?
Same list. It's all one list.
I know that list.
I got another one who I don't know how he made it to the NBA. Ben Simmons.
Wow.
Hilarious.
Wow.
Ben Simmons, he showed potential, so that's not right.
Ben Simmons played no more than 13 games in college. He played one season.
All right, well, y'all put your thinking caps on. I got another Mount Rushmore.
Ben Simmons is tall and a defender and something else. So he's
Cherokee Parker was taller.
Y'all ready for my last one? Get your last one, and let's try not to Google this time, guys. Let's try to come up with the head.
I'm definitely gonna Google
Frank, you have these questions beforehand.
I'm definitely
give us
Googling
30 seconds to think of 4 people.
Why couldn't you just let us Google it and pretend like it was real?
Y'all
or just text us before we do the show and be like, "Yo, get 4 of these dudes and 4 of those."
No, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be what I'm doing. Are you ready?
All right, go ahead.
You ready? All right. My Mount Rushmore of my favorite white basketball players who made it to the NBA who are not active right now. My favorite Mount Rushmore, and of course, #1 for me is Larry Bird. Larry Bird is definitely #1. Pistol Pete Maravich is my #2. Dirk Nowitzki has got to be my #3. And John Stockton is my #4. So, like I said, Larry Bird, Pistol Pete Maravich, I like the way he passed the ball. Dirk Nowitzki, because obviously Dirk Nowitzki is, like he's phenomenal. And John Stockton, because what John Stockton did. I mean, there's a lot of white basketball players who played, and a lot of them a lot of them look like insurance salesmen. Okay. But
I'm ready.
Yeah, me too. I'm ready on this.
I'm ready. One. Okay.
All right. So, Mike, you go first because you're Wi-Fi suspect. Go ahead.
What? Jason Williams, white chocolate.
Yeah, man, I didn't know I should have let him go first.
Rex Chapman.
Yep.
Chris Mullin. Who's my last? And Tom Chambers.
Ooh, that's a good one. I forgot about Tom Chambers. That's a good one. All right, so Fig, you ready? Go ahead, Fig.
I used to love Jason Williams, man. That was my dude, man. I love the way that kid played, man, when he was in Sacramento. Big country. That boy he played dope in the paint, man. Big country. He gave Shaq a lot of problems, man, when they were playing together. Big country played Mark Price. I don't know if anybody named Mark Price. Mark Price was dope. And man, I might as well put him on the list. Danny Ainge. I talked about Danny Ainge before, so he would definitely be on that list, man. Danny Ainge, that'd be my 4th.
Oh, I was about to yell one out, but I don't want to mess up anybody else's list. I got one more. But
yeah, don't say nothing, Mike. Don't say nothing, Mike. Talent, you want to go next or Rodney?
I'll go.
Okay.
I go. First of all, I'm making good money these days, so my Mount Rushmore, I'm gonna pay for an extra slide. I'm gonna have the guy chisel out the middle, the right in the middle is my favorite player of all time. Got to be Magic Johnson, right? And then
You
I'm
gonna put him on the white list?
Excuse me. Oh, this got to be white.
Yeah, it's gotta be white.
Oh, my bad. Come back to me. I'm all black. You go to the white guy.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm Negroed out. My bad.
I'm gonna say Rick Barry and the Barry family. That might be really all four right there.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Havlicek.
Yep.
Havlicek stole the ball.
Havlicek stole the ball.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a good
Nobody said Jerry West yet.
Wow. Right.
Ooh.
Jerry West.
And Jerry West is the logo, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Good
And
one.
Bob Cousy.
Yeah.
Wow, you went old school. That's a good list, Rodney.
That's a great list, Rodney Perry. And
I Googled it. See how it worked when you Google it?
Yeah, but that makes up for Cherokee Parks. That makes up for Cherokee Parks.
Cherokee Parks is incredible.
Mike Shaw, give me your last name that you wanted to add.
Oh no, Rodney killed me because I was thinking about newer white guys, like cool white guys. JJ Redick is somebody I was always a JJ.
I like JJ Redick.
Yeah,
always was a JJ Redick fan.
Yeah, definitely got to do that. So now I think we gave Talent some time. Talent, you need a little more time?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right, so
I'm good.
He said Django.
First of all, y'all disrespected Bird.
Yeah.
Straight disrespectful.
No, but Frank said it. Frank said Bird. That's why I ain't say Bird. Frank said
thank
Bird.
you, Frank. That's the greatest white man you can have in the ball. Jesus Christ. All right, Frank, thank you,
It's
Frank.
Larry Bird and Abraham Lincoln.
That's it. You can't disrespect Bird. How do you leave all these white lists? Who else? Bird!
It was either Larry Bird, Abraham Lincoln, or Eminem. Like one
First of all,
in that order.
I'm going with Christian Laettner.
Yo,
nice.
I hated him, but
He was
you're
a member
right.
of the Dream Team.
I'm going with Dan Marley.
Thunder and Dan.
Thunder.
Yeah.
I'm going with my main man, Vladi.
Divock?
Is he white?
He's not
Yeah,
white.
European white. European,
He's
but
not
white.
American white.
No,
Yeah,
the
okay,
original,
all right,
the original white come from Europe, though.
Right.
Yo,
These American white people, this is all mixed up. But that original white, the real colonizer.
yo, the best player not
Chambers.
mentioned.
Hold on, Fig.
That's your turn, Fig.
Tom Chambers.
I said Tom Chambers, but we right there. Yeah.
Can I tell you the best player not mentioned on here that we didn't think about?
Cool.
Played with the San Antonio Spurs, Manu Ginobili.
He's not white.
He's from Spain.
He's too European.
He's Spanish. He's
Spanish.
That's not white.
You're not
Spanish all day.
You're not going to take one of us.
Yeah, he's Spanish.
Okay, then Kevin McHale. Y'all left out Kevin McHale.
I saw Kevin McHale. I took him off on purpose.
Yeah, I took him off too.
Yeah.
I don't like his shoulders.
I didn't like the way his jaw was set. I didn't like the way his jaw.
Everything you ask McHale, he go like this.
Kevin McHale was the original traveling salesman.
All right, somebody just asked me what's their favorite Mount Rushmore of somebody said it online. I kind of like that. The favorite NBA shortest players.
Oh, that's easy.
Well.
Yeah.
Nope.
Like Mount Rushmore of four shortest players that they like. So I like that question.
Tiny Archibald, Michael Adams, Tiny Archibald, Michael Adams, and
Bud Webb.
I give Muggsy Bogues more. Muggsy Bogues wasn't even 6
Bogues,
foot.
Bud
Muggsy
Webb.
Bogues was 5 foot.
And Nate Robinson.
Nate Robinson.
Yeah. That's
Muggsy Bogues.
And my man Barrera.
JJ Barrera.
JJ Barrera.
Yeah.
JJ Barrera's a good one.
He like a net.
All right,
Here's the list.
My last one before we go to before we jump.
Muggsy Bogues at 5'3", Isaiah Thomas at 5'9",
Thank
Damon Stoudemire at 5'10",
my last
Brooks at 5'11".
last one before I get into the
Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson is 6 foot tall.
Yeah, he was 5'9".
Their best Mount Rushmore of the best dunkers that they like in the NBA. Before we jump into
the dunkers.
Yeah, the Mount Rushmore of the favorite dunkers. Who wants to go first? Who wants to go first? Fig, you want to go first?
Definitely.
Go ahead.
My number one off the top of the list. Dr. J. That dude, boy, he was before everybody as far as I was concerned. Dr. J was a monster dunker. Dominique Wilkins, Vince Carter, and I got to throw Michael Jordan in there because you don't get a name like Air if you can't dunk the ball. Michael Air Jordan.
Who wants to go next? They're Mount Rushmore, the best dunkers in the NBA who dunk in game.
I'll call.
Go ahead.
Rodney. You next.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest. I'm looking on the list. I wouldn't have put this personally, but they got Tracy McGrady on here.
He is.
Yeah.
I don't remember him as a great dunker.
He ended Sean Bradley's career.
Yeah, Tracy was a
what he
beast.
did to Sean Bradley when Bradley was with the Mavericks.
Yeah,
Now you know who was cold? Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
And I got two more that was already said, so I'll let y'all move on.
All right, you want to go, T?
Yeah, I'm good. I like my dunks. Like everybody can dunk, but if you big and strong already, that's the only reason I leave Shaq off the list. That's a gimme. But those guys that get creative and got them fly, spontaneous dunks that always made the highlights, your figure's right. Dominique, top of the list. Got Dominique in there. Sean Kemp, you got to put in it because he was, he got more highlights than anybody. Got to throw Jordan in there because Jordan was not just dunking on Negroes.
In game too. Yeah.
And Kobe.
Well,
so that
Jordan had a lot of finger rolls while you playing.
That was the part one and the part two. Jordan got a lot of posters with people underneath on the floor hurt.
I'm surprised nobody mentioned David Thompson.
I'm just about to mention David Thompson.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Who was the first man?
Mike, go ahead, Mike. Give me your four.
David Thompson was the first man to grab the quarter on the top of the backboard.
Right.
David Thompson was jumping crazy. I don't know how we forgetting Clyde Drexler. Please YouTube the time
Clyde Drexler.
When he floated from one step in behind the free throw line and took off on somebody when he was with Five Slammer Jammer. Y'all said Dominique. Y'all said so-and-so. Y'all said why did it just slip my mind now? Hold up. Give me a minute.
Give me a minute. You know what?
In game dunker. We gotta have Dominique, but we're missing. Damn, I just had him in my mind.
Not Vince Carter.
No.
How we forget Donuts? Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
Mike froze.
Mike froze. All right, so we got to move on because obviously we got to be able to keep this show going on and everything. I don't know if you guys saw the breaking news, but there's some breaking news right before we got on the air. The Arizona Cardinals signed quarterback Kyler Murray to a 5-year, $230 million extension. $160 million of it was guaranteed. And talent, I'm going to start with you first. I think the bottom line is that was Kyler Murray's problem last year was that he didn't literally have his contract being negotiated while he was in game. I think that's what his problem was. I think he's having a serious issue with that. So what you think?
Daryl Dawkins.
Oh, Chocolate Thunder.
Yeah, Chocolate Thunder.
Break multiple backboards for the first time. That's my dunker. My bad. Continue with your show. My bad. Our show.
Go ahead, T. Talk to me what you think about Kyler Murray getting signed this deal and $160 million of his guarantee, not the 230.
Listen, a difference a day makes. He was just one of the quarterbacks we was talking about. Was he going to be staying, going, making a difference? Was he giving up on? So that's good news for him. And you did that big guarantee is super good news. It is the NFL.
Yeah.
Where you sign for one number and leave with another. So this is good news. Good luck to him. Here's the thing, Frank. Hopefully money now just became the biggest incentive to be the best that he could be.
Yeah. Fig. San Francisco 49ers have finally given Jimmy Garoppolo's agent permission to seek a trade, sources said. So they're like, you know what? If you want to, we need that permission to seek the trade. Go ahead, get your thing. So Jimmy G is officially on the market. Officially. All this time we were talking about was speculation, but now it's official. So now that you know this is official, change any of your thoughts on where you think he might go? Because now San Francisco's officially said, okay, we're going to shop for new groceries. What you think, Chris?
You know, it's kind of funny, man. I'm still not sure. It's almost like, to me, it's almost like what they did in Phoenix with their center.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like, yo, let me see what you gonna offer him. You know what I mean? And then we might match the offer if it's not out of our range. I think Jimmy G, man, could do a lot with any serviceable team. And early this morning, somebody was talking about the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, if Jimmy G goes to the Giants, he can turn their whole program around. And he's also he's one of the top players to win 70% of his games when he's playing. I don't know why you get rid of a player like Jimmy G. It don't make sense to me.
Because he missed the other 30%.
100% of the other 30.
Rodney Perry. We all know that Gronkowski retired. Was it a week ago now? And anyway, Tampa Bay Buccaneers decided that they were going to sign tight end Kyle Randolph from I think he used to play for Philadelphia. They signed him to a 1-year deal. Terms are undisclosed. Do you think Kyle Randolph is the great replacement for Gronkowski for Buccaneers for them to move forward to help get them to the Super Bowl?
Well, it's like we had a conversation the other day about if Gronk was going to come back mid-season or something. So they got a guy that they spent just enough for that if they need to bench him, they can and not lose no sleep. So I think that's their goal is. I think they're still counting on Gronk to come back right now, but you still need to have a guy to play right now. And Randolph is a great guy for that.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with that. But talent, that brings the fact being that it's almost solidified now that Gronk is not coming back. Wouldn't you say, T?
No, I'm not gonna say that. These dudes, man, they play a lot of football games, a lot of retirement games. So and I love to bet money, but that's a bet I would shy away from, that he's definitely not coming back or he's definitely coming back. Ain't no telling with these kids. These kids they special.
Right. All right, so let's get the next round. Rodney Perry, you're going to start up with the next round. You go first. Next round is sources say James Harden has now officially got the new deal with the 76ers. It includes the player's option for 23 to 24 season. He signed a much less cheaper deal. He's officially signed with the Sixers. You like the fact that he's officially signed and just did a 2-year deal with the Sixers and not take that huge player option?
I think Harden knows he's been sticking it up for 2 seasons. I'm telling y'all, mark my words, they're going to change how they're calling these games because it affects the whole league. It's not benefiting nobody. It's not benefiting scoring. They're going to go back to letting Harden go to the free throw line 40 times a game, and his numbers are going to be way up. People are going to be talking about he's a genius and a Hall of Famer again. Mark my words.
All right. Talent, yesterday afternoon, Charlotte free agent Miles Bridges was officially arraigned, and he pled not guilty to 3 felony charges. You all talked about it yesterday. Miles Bridges and everything, we all know the situation he's in, but what people aren't really paying attention to is he's a free agent. If he was still under a team in the NBA, he probably would play. People are saying he's probably not going to ever play in the NBA again. What's your thoughts on Miles Bridges being officially arraigned and pleading not guilty to 3 felony charges and his domestic violence abuse? I know you talked about it yesterday, but again, he's a free agent.
Domestic violence and child abuse.
Yeah, and child abuse.
Well, there's only 2 reasons somebody plead not guilty. The first is obviously feel you didn't do it. The second one is to buy your ass some time. I think this is a buy your ass some time move. Talk to your lawyer as long as you can. Figure out what your other options are. Can you coerce somebody into, dropping the charges or whatever it may be? Problem is, because there's a child involved, even if you talk the party into dropping the charges, the state or city still picks it up.
Right.
So I think this is a buy time move, Frank, but I wish the brother luck, man. I hate to see people ruin their whole livelihood and careers behind stuff like that.
Joe Jacob Fig is upset because he has to pay $500,000 fine for saying that the Golden State Warriors are being treated unfair for the luxury tax. Which, honestly, to be honest with you, it's only $500,000 for a billionaire. Literally, is interest on his interest. You know what I mean? But he did stand up for something. What's your thoughts when you hear about an NBA owner fine?
You said Joe Lacob?
Joe Lacob. Yep, Golden State Warriors owner.
You know what the thing is that they're penalizing him for being, over the salary cap. And, a lot of the dudes, I was listening to some people talking about it today. A lot of the teams or the players that are on this particular team, there were players that were drafted And what they were saying is that you shouldn't penalize teams for paying players that you actually drafted. Now, if you're bringing in a free agent and they over the salary cap, then you penalize them for that. But the guys that are on the Golden State Warriors that are getting paid as Steph and Clay and Draymond, these guys are the ones who got drafted, and you should make an exception for the players that teams drafted, developed, kept, and then eventually paid them. There should be an exception for that. So I don't think it's a good idea that you penalize the owner for doing something like that.
Michael Sean, you get the last question of the day. Steph Curry ended up hosting the awards last night, the ESPY Awards. A lot of people loved him as a host of the ESPY Awards. People are thinking that he should do it again, and he's getting great accolades and everything else. I don't know if you ended up seeing the ESPYs and everything. I don't know. What's your thoughts on players instead of comics hosting the ESPYs?
I mean, he was cool. He was nothing spectacular, but I understand when you're an athlete, if you do on a scale of 1 to 10, if you do a 6, you're going to get rated as a 10 if you're an athlete.
Yeah.
So there's a different scale that he's going to get judged on. Really quick, Kyler Murray. Rodney Perry said, mark my words, the Arizona Cardinals will regret giving Kyler Murray, 5'6" Kyler Murray, that money, because the reason why he wanted that money now is because he hasn't survived a year without being hurt. He will not make it through this year, and they're going to regret that. Steph Curry was cool. He has a great personality, and like even Talent said, he's likable.
All right, before we roll up out of here, Talent, tell everybody about your son's podcast real fast.
Hey, man, y'all check it out. Everybody in here, hit my my Instagram up, my Twitter up, and even my Facebook. It has the link to Spotify. My son has a podcast called Friends of Talent. And when we were in Arizona, he did a dad-son interview, which came out really good. I totally forgot about it. I was high. He was high. And it was great. I said, I forgot all about it. He said, me too. I was high. I realized I put it out. So he dropped it this Tuesday, but it's very deep, very dope. Because you're being interviewed by your son, and he's asking that question that you all want to ask your dad, like, how'd you meet my mom? They'll start you off with that, and all hell breaks.
Really?
I love it.
I listened this morning.
It was good, right?
I was listening to it this morning. It was hilarious, man. I was expecting you to go left with that question. But where'd you meet my mother? I was at Sue's Rendezvous.
Michael Sean, tell everybody out there how they can follow you, bro.
Follow me at Mike Sean Comedy. And Talent, that is one of the most beautiful things that you could possibly do, is do a podcast and have your son interview you. So all blessings, dog. That's
Thank
amazing.
you, brother. Thank you. That was awesome.
Fig.
Yeah, man, you can follow me at Comedian Fig, all social media platforms, man. I got to do a 60th birthday party this evening, man, for it's a sneakers and t-shirt party for 60L, and it's a surprise party for this guy, man. Got a call. I'm happy to be able to do that, man, and have some fun.
Rodney Perry.
I headed to Virginia tomorrow, man. Virginia Beach Funny Bone all weekend. Yeah. Shouts out to David Arnold, new special on the street, man. My buddy, he got a new special on the street that's out on Netflix right now. It's worth the check out, man.
All right.
I love David Arnold.
And Talent.
Yeah.
Hey, hit me up on my Instagram, Talent the Comedian. Hit me on Twitter at It's Just Comedy or NY King Talent Harris. Look out for the Kings. The New York Kings comedy concert is coming to Orlando the first weekend. The first week will be at Salsa Con Fuego. On the weekend of August, we'll be in Orlando, putting it down out there. And you can catch us at all the Funny Bones coming up this fall and winter. New York Kings, baby. Wow.
And we want to send our prayers, best wishes to my man Dave, business bully. Look like he's under the weather. Got to send out a Greek shout out to him. We're gonna check in on him and see what's going on with him. Y'all watch a show called Box Seats. That's Fig, that's Mike, that's Talent, that's Rodney Perry. We'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna follow up with some more Mount Rushmore questions. I'm sitting here. My man Kev, thanks to him, he's giving me some great ideas too. So he did want me to ask the best point guards who did get no recognition. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. We're gonna talk about
Here's another thing, Frank. Put two people head to head, and we argue about that.
We can do that. We can definitely do that because Rodney, you argue everything all the time anyway. So
that's right.
Put everybody against LeBron.
Everybody against LeBron.
Just leave LeBron and Michael Jordan out of it, please. Just leave LeBron and Mike out of it, please.
You know what? best two people with glasses on this show. I take Michael Sean and
he left.
he's out. Fig and Frank win.
Hey, the best Wi-Fi on the show. Whoever don't fade out.
Thank you.
There you go. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow. That's the show.